What is going on, everybody? My name is Clutch Sometimes, bringing you some power rankings for the UPA. We're on to week 4 now. Once again, I'm joined by M Dragon.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
And we're just going to hop right on into it here, starting at the bottom once again, down to the Bloomington Bearlooms, coached by B-Town. And just another rough game for B-Town.
It was a rough game. I think it's point that it's more of a team issue than B-Town's issue. He's just been having a pretty rough time with this. It has some pretty obvious weaknesses to it. While Celestine obviously provides it quite a nice top tier mod. The rockers not being great, just lacking some reliable rockers. For sure. Gligar is pretty much the only reliable rocker, and just there's some other weaknesses with the team that I won't go too much into, but I think that's his biggest problem at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he got rocks up here against Frozen, but they're just very quickly defogged away by that Skarmory, which he just really struggled to kill most of the match.
Exactly.
Tauros couldn't do much to it.
B-Town made some fantastic doubles this game.
He really did. He played it really aggressively, and it worked out for him in some senses.
Absolutely.
But he just couldn't make enough
Frozen
doubles.
didn't have any pressure on him. He could just keep switching because there's no rocks on his side of the field.
He just defogs the Skarmory and just switches in his next.
That's the issue with Crossless Rock, right? It's going to lose to a lot of defog. And yeah, if B-Town had managed to keep rocks up somehow, all those doubles would have changed the momentum of the game completely.
Yeah, but he didn't have the rocks to keep the doubles, keep his doubles on, applying pressure to Frozen. So it just ended up being empty plays.
Exactly. You want some sort of chip whenever you're making doubles like that, whether it's rocks or just toxic, whatever. But this wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't think B-Town's prep wasn't bad. Just
he did the best he could with his team.
It's just a rough matchup, honestly.
It's just a very hard matchup. He didn't have too many great ways of breaking Skarmory. Raiko's pretty much walled by Rhyperior. Rhyperior, if he could maybe get a toxic off on that thing with maybe Raikou, then every time he doubles, Rhyperior is going to get weakened slightly.
Yeah.
So he can actually start making progress in the game.
He just couldn't get in, and Frozen's to 6-0 just kind of showed that.
He just couldn't break through Frozen's team, and Celesteela just one of the weaknesses of Celesteela, not having the raw power to break through Mach. But
no, and that whole scenario, that was a great Mach set on Frozen. We'll talk about him later, but
exactly.
Celesteela doesn't have the initial strength to break.
That's right. If it gets one kill, if it had gotten one kill with Frozen, it would have been over for Frozen, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. But
yeah.
he had to get that one kill, and he just
couldn't get that one kill.
I think we just I think it's enough on B-Town there. So I think we just move on to Dreamer and the APC Absols.
Yeah, I think there's a similar pattern between the bottom teams. It's Dreamer's rockers aren't great.
It's really hinged on Tarak to set rocks.
Drakion, Landorus, and Smeargle. That's it.
Just aren't good rockers.
Yeah.
Lando can be a decent rocker, but it just doesn't want to set rocks.
Yeah. It's not like Landorus T where you can hit everything with 2 moves and then you can run rocks or U-turn or whatever. Landorus wants some other moves, whatever it wants
his little extra coverage moves so that it doesn't hit quite hard enough.
Exactly.
The bright spot for me in this whole Dreamer matchup to me though was Porygon 2 did some great things for him.
Porygon 2 was great. The tracing magic bounds as well as just the Iron Tail was really nice as well.
He kind of sat there for a little bit, but you could tell he just didn't have the stuff to keep up with Medi's team.
That's right.
Didn't have a ground type to pressure Volt Switch.
I would have liked to see a spike on Medi's side.
He just kept setting screens.
Yeah. which just kept getting like break by Metagross, and
Defogged by Rotom, and
yeah, and also that Metagross was at 10%, and it came in like 7 or 8 times. So if one spike would have like really limited that thing,
it's just gonna sit there and force Rotom to defog for this team, which
yeah,
you can pressure with like potentially pressure with Zam or the Terrakion, like
exactly.
yeah.
He also got pursuit trapped by Scyther, which I don't think he was expecting. That was, that was
Yeah, it ends up showing that he's not Scarf Scyther, but like later on, I thought that was really wild, honestly. But it's just a tough game for Dreamer to get in. Like same kind of issues he had at the V-Time. Like he couldn't get in. Like
yeah,
every time he started to make progress, Medi had the way to get through it.
Maddie had the upper hand, and there's no way to stop the Volt Switch, which is never a nice thing.
No, it's just like it volts. Just Medi just being able to get momentum every single time Rotom comes out is frustrating for Dreamer to deal with.
It was some good prep on Dreamer's side. Before you go into it's great. The Berry Gengar.
Yeah.
So it's just a setup Terrakion did have a pretty good chance of winning, but I think he just needed hazards. He needed Metagross gone, and
he needs more chip on Nidoqueen. He could have potentially gotten through.
Exactly. That spike would have helped weaken this Nidoqueen quite a bit. Maybe Terrakion would have had a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely just it wasn't a bad for him, but it's just like super tough to like continue to be there.
Yep.
So I think moving on here from Dreamer to the Anaheim Mighty Ducklets, coached by Jank, and there's certainly a definite his end game was just super not good. He set up Trick Room with UPA and like
setting up Trick Room when Adam had already revealed a Trick Room Diancie. It's not great. I mean, not in this game. A Trick Room Diancie and previously in the season.
Yeah, I mean, he'd shown that he's okay with putting that set, but like, it's just something about that, like, that did him in real early, but like,
I think Gyarados could have had a pretty good chance at winning this game, considering Adam was not Scarf Staraptor.
He needed chip on like Blastoise, and he could have just won with Gyara.
Right. He needed chip on Blastoise. Nidoking, I think is Scarf. Yeah, it was Scarf, but it doesn't kill Gyarados.
No, Mega Gyarados is just so bulky naturally. It's so hard.
Exactly. And even if he could have chipped Blastoise, gotten up Whale, set up like even just one Dragon Dance, he pretty much would have won.
Yeah, but so it's just really it's just a really kind of a poorly played
It's just an odd game.
Yeah,
I think the late game Gyarados could have really cleaned up.
And then just letting in this Diancie to click pretty big buttons against the team that just didn't have switch-ins for the dual stab.
Yeah, Jolteon was pretty good. Adam didn't really have like a great system to do it, except the Nidoking, but it just didn't get off. Just not enough life of it.
No. It's just really struggle. It's just really rough. I think he said he got excited when he saw no like tank growth and like freaked out.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Not seeing Tangrowth was pretty huge for Jank, I think, because Tangrowth is like one of the best walls for Zygarde.
Well, the wall Zygarde and like Gira was huge, but like
which meant that he could have easily won this game with Gyarados. So it was just a tough turn of plays.
Definitely. I think that's about all we have on that one. I think. So let's move on here. Let's move to Link and the Honolulu All Stars. We'll talk about Rish right after because they played each other this week. Right. That was a fantastic game. Honestly.
That was a really good game. It was a 1-0.
Link had some really nice prep in this game.
I think Link played pretty well. I think his sequence of turns that he had versus the Excelgo was pretty nice at the start. He did get poisoned there,
which is like unfortunate. but
Yeah. But that last life orbit that Excelgo was going to go for, he could have thought of switching into T-Tar, but he didn't. That was a pretty good play.
yeah, because he keeps Forges healthy for like
Yeah.
that's what you do with Medicham, and
Yeah, the Full just ended up putting in a lot of work towards the end there.
he really did. Which is a really good save by Link to keep that alive.
Absolutely. He did lose his Runiculus to the Mega Medicham double edge.
That was
Adam.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
You don't see a Reuniclus drop very often to a Mega Medicham.
No, absolutely not. That was really good. The Adamant double edge, but I think the Adamant ended up hurting him in the end there.
Yeah, because like he lost the potential speed out of T-Tar.
Yeah.
No, not T-Tar, Charizard.
Charizard.
He just had things where he just like Link had the stuff in this game. The Excadrill was fantastic.
The Excadrill was great. Psychic Seed.
Psychic Seed sub SD.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was
really good.
that was amazing.
And it ended up putting in a lot of work. I think he got like 3 kills.
Yeah, I think he got like 3 kills. Like the dual stab like ripped through Rich's team, especially at +2.
Really good. Yeah, exactly. It was just a really good drill, and this is what happens when you try to beat a Charizard team without rocks. Like the Charizard was at full health the entire game.
Yeah, the Rish didn't even bring rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. So like.
Yeah. I feel like you just almost have to bring rocks against the Charizard personally, but it's kind of hard to bring rocks. It's kind of like tough to get rocks up against Link. Exactly. You still have to try.
It's to have to always try.
Yeah.
But Link took perfect advantage of the fact that
Charizard just comes in for free.
Yeah. While Goodra can take it really well. I think if Rish didn't have Goodra this game, he would have like lost. Probably a lot harder.
Probably just straight lost to Charizard.
Yeah. This Goodra really helped him out there.
Mm-hmm. It was a good Goodra set, but like it did get worn down eventually.
Yeah. It doesn't tank Charizard forever.
Eventually, the fact that Medicham had to be adamant in this matchup, just let Charizard beat Charizard and kill.
Exactly. And the Florges, I think, was really well played. He really saved it there towards the end because he knew he needed it. And
yeah. Let's take a look over at Rich's side real fast.
Yep.
Again, the Medicham was freaking.
The Medicham was great.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I think doing Adamant just to get the kill on Runiculus is almost worth it because Runiculus is such a...
check. Medicham and Lily like have this like the same like check in like Runiculus potentially. Yeah. So
plus,
being able to take it out.
Rish doesn't have the greatest dark type to deal with Runiculus because Umbreon is not really threatening.
No.
Offensively. So he had to really think out of the box there, and I think Double Edge was great.
Mm-hmm. But like the fact, Link recognizing you as Adamant, bringing a Charizard right after was something to like.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was AV Gudra put in pretty good work around this team, like.
Definitely. Also, the Excelgo was pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. Life Orb Excelgo was really nice.
It pressured Link pretty well towards the start there.
And the Taunt Lele did some nice work at some points.
Alright, another thing I forgot to mention about Link is the first turn scout for the HP Rock, which I think was pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but at the same time, if he had stayed in, he probably would have lost his Charizard or very close to it.
Yeah, losing Charizard turn 1 is not good.
Yeah.
Lele put in good work, but after once Joe got behind the side, Rish had to pick his sacks essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think Rish
just wasn't there for him.
Right. Him getting it to a 1-0, even with no rocks with Charizard, was pretty impressive.
I think so as well. I don't think Rich. I have Rich below Frozen and Link, but I don't think Rich played poorly. I think the other two just played better personally. That's my whole thought.
I have him higher because he's still a 2-2 team.
Mm-hmm.
I still think his team is a bit weird, and the fact that he's still 2-2 with it is impressive for me.
Yeah,
So,
he's played it pretty well for sure.
yeah.
All right, so I think we move on here to Frozen and the New York Red Bulls. He just
Right.
playing B-Town this week.
Yeah.
We can talk about the other side of that matchup. He kind of had the part. He just had everything for that game.
Yes. Just a really convincing win from Frozen.
Yeah, it's really good to see Frozen finally get his win this week.
Exactly.
The muck set was just brutal.
The mock set was amazing. It could deal with the Celestial perfectly.
Yeah.
And
All he did was just not get flinched. It was pretty much stalling out air slashes and stuff. And it was so hard for B-Town to kill.
exactly. It was just great for Jellison as well.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It just took on so much of B-Town's team so naturally. Skarmory was so hard for B-Town to kill, and
Yeah.
being able to recognize that.
Rest to get rid of the static, getting up his rocks. And one thing I really liked about Frozen is he was getting doubled on like over and over, but he didn't really like let it get to him and make a less safe play because he didn't need to. Even though he was getting pressured by the doubles, like he wasn't taking any damage, so he just kind of let them happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And Frozen's prep was just so all around solid.
Absolutely. Lottie put in. He's newly acquired. Latios
Yeah.
put in a good amount of
I like Latios more on this team too. I think it just needed the offensive presence.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Frozen needed it because Moltres is not in every week bring.
Yeah, especially if the team has a good rocker and he can't deal with it effectively.
And Latios, right? Latios just not being as strong as Latios. Like I think the trade helps both teams.
Mm-hmm. It gives B-Town some more variety with it gives him more of a dynamic Pokemon up there, and it gives Frozen the breaker he kind of desperately needed.
Exactly.
And it's again still well supported by Muck as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Muck and Scar were just fantastic.
Mock set was great. Right period, just never not caring about right codes.
Mm-hmm.
Scarm getting rid of rocks.
Doesn't even have to bring out the Lopunny.
Yeah, I think his game plan just worked out really well.
Mm-hmm. Just a very solid, very convincing win. A very Frozen win.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, hopefully he keeps it up.
This could be the turn of the season here, potentially, if he gets...
Potentially.
Alright, so moving on here to the next game here, which is should be Gassy. And who did he... Oh my god, I'm losing replays. Who did Gassy play?
Gassy played... He played Grano.
Yeah, here it is, have it. Yeah, so... Gassy not bringing rocks again. Well, he actually brought rocks this week, I forgot.
He brought rock, just Donphan just couldn't keep them up against...
It's kind of a Donphan thing not to be able to keep things up.
It's kind of a Donphan thing. Just kind of died to Steelix, did 30%. That's really great.
The Thunderous on Gassy's side was really nice, just being able to take out
I thought the Thunderous was great. I pressured Grano really well.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out the Steelix early. Stopping Grano's own rocks, I think.
Yep. He could pressure Mandibuzz just really effectively with it as well.
Absolutely. It's just that Victini just couldn't do too much because he was getting outsped by Nihilego.
Nihiligo's Charizard can check hit really well.
And Snorlax. Another thing I thought was interesting was Final Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Snorlax is kind of in a pretty good situation to Victini. Doesn't want to take Focus Blast, but I don't know how that Final Gambit was planned to work because Snorlax could always use the battery and get back, which is exactly what it did.
If it was maybe he was Rest Blacks potentially, it could have done something.
Right. But it's never going to one-shot Snorlax because it has more HP than Victini.
Yeah. He made a few questionable plays around like the Charizard with like Rubambi.
Yeah, I think he expected Charizard to kill itself with Flabus, which is a fair play, but I think the safer play was Moonblasting because even if he did click Flare Blitz, even if he because it's likely that Grano could have Thunder Punch to hit the Maloid.
Like just a little bit harder. Yeah, I mean, I felt like the person has webs at that point are like potentially not useful. Maybe not for Nihilego, but like
it could have helped him like outspeed Nihilego, I think, with Como, but still.
Yeah.
Also, that Z move not killing Charizard was really bad for him.
That was so bad for him.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much like why he lost the game too. Like, if Charizard was dead,
if he had rocks up in the spot where Charizard is, he has a really good spot. He's in a much better spot with Como.
Exactly.
Because Como just kind of used this team if he gets like the right boost going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just Donphan not being able to keep up rocks as well as just Victini not being able to do what it usually does, just coming and claim kills. Yeah. You can't really do that with his Charizard and Snorlax.
No, you cannot. It's a super tough matchup for Victini.
Charizard actually walls like Victini pretty much completely.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is like Toxic.
Yeah, Toxic or like potentially use her now would have like rocks her up. It's just like a wasted turn for Victini.
Yeah, so it was a hard game. The Thunders was great, but it just wasn't enough.
Okay, so moving on here, I guess we go to your game, or like the other half of your game, in Loli in the Copenhagen Cabalions.
Yeah,
this was a fun game.
That was a fun game. I think Loli played it really well.
He really did. Kieran was really solid on his side.
Kieran was really solid. It was kind of a surprise bring for me because I thought I have a Clefable which Kieran was like set up for, so why would he bring it? So he did tell me that he had Flash Cannon, but it was going to do around 50%, and if I Calm Mind up, like Kieran can't do anything anymore. So like, he has to jab. Yeah, I thought his prep was slightly weird a little because like it's a very clef weak team. This non-stab Flash Cannons from like Necrozma and Kieran.
It's gonna be like 35% ish.
Yeah. But the Zero was just wow, that was so scary.
Yeah, getting the burn on him Zero getting burned was like super bad for him.
I think that was a misplay. I think he got a little impatient and went into Zero. Not that he had a skull switch in. I mean, Kieran is a skull switch in, but from what it looked like, he didn't have Roost on it.
Yeah, just that Kieran being worn down against this team against your team was not very good for him.
Plus, it had already been shown that this Kieran could deal with my CP.
No, it was just set up fodder for it.
Yeah. So the issue is that he didn't have her go to Skull Switch in, so he had to risk a Zero it got burned. And Scald burns, and there's not much you can do about it.
No. And like, you know, like, and having to force like Aerodactyl to defog against your team is just, I guess, it's a little like a little subpar.
That was right. I thought defog Aerodactyl was interesting. I didn't expect it actually. I thought he would be like offensive, but maybe like taunt. But
taunt Aero could have been decent.
Yeah, taunt could have like kind of stopped Suicune from setting up at the very least.
And like he had stuff with Zero, but like Zero was kind of it. Like once like Zero was like dispatched stuff, it was really pressure. It was really like hinged on Bulu to like kill. And like, they're on two poisons, and like Garchomp to eventually check it as well. Like and the Gurgeist as well.
Really couldn't really do too much to Gurgeist at all.
Yeah, it's just super tough for Blue to get going, especially with the speed tier and all that.
Right. Yeah, it was just I think he had to try and win that game in 0.
Yeah, it was just an early risk.
It was just too hard. Yeah. That Charisma set I thought was good. The Fizz Def, that living my +2. Yeah, it was not an earthquake, but that's still a +2 stab move from
That's guard chomp. Like that's a hit to live. The
it was
so fat.
It was a very low roll, but still, that it would have been a 4-0 had it not lived that. But like, that really, that Necrozma set was really good. With the helmet as well.
Yeah, it was just definitely something like it's just something that's hard to hit, hard to kill in one shot. Honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's very bulky.
Okay, so move on here to the next game, which I guess is going to be me.
Right.
Coach of the Kansas City Kingdra is playing Prof.
Yeah, I think unfortunately you got quite unlucky this game.
Yeah. Tornades is great unless it misses its hurricanes.
Yeah, that's true. I think you pressured Prof Torn really well.
That was such a tough game. Prof played this game really well. He had some really nice prep. But like
he played it really well. He didn't have much for Torn. Like he switched his electric.
Yeah, if you hadn't had his mega off yet, like as you saw, like Z Hurricane just had like 70.
70, yeah. But I think like Gastro just not being able to take on Manectric was not great for you.
No, he made that call really early, which is like I kind of expected.
Yeah,
but like
it's
just something that's so hard to stay in with like a Tornadus on the Manectric.
It's really hard to stay in because like if you lose your tone, but
I lose that game like so fast.
That is game over for you. Getting trapped by Skunk Tank as well.
Yeah, my Scarf Rose Raid was like super good against him too. Like not being able to like have that option, and AV Skunk was such a problem.
Yeah, just trapping it, just making it essentially useless.
I felt like I made some really nice doubles in that game just to like keep pressure up, keep my rocks up, because I felt like rocks were like such a vital portion of that game. And
exactly, you needed that. You needed those rocks for Talonflame, and you made a great double there to get those rocks up. But like in the end, just wasn't enough because of like that one Hurricane miss, as well as just
the full para on Gallade was really unfortunate as well.
I don't think that affected the outcome of the game because
I think Talon probably ate. I think probably my play might have been to a sneak.
Right.
At that point.
Right.
At that point, would probably need a faster like Tornadus, I think. But like, it was certainly like an odd end game. Yeah. But, like me missing like the Hurricane on.
That was probably the turning point, as well as you played Crocodile really well, just to like get the rocks up back into Lando after it was burned, which is like not bad, and it was a good switch into Manectric to like stop it from wall switching free.
Yeah, and I think the set I had like was like not too shot by Modest main overheat after rocks and like that. It was like kind of really, it was really bulky.
Right. Yeah, just wasn't your day.
It wasn't my day. Prof played. No credit to Prof played it really well as well, but like
he played it really well for sure.
Yeah, a few unfortunate fat portions of that game just kind of turned it.
Yep. I think you tried your best for sure. It's just the Rose Raid getting trapped, Profs, HP Grass at their start, and missing Hurricane. I think those were probably 3 most important things that game.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. So moving on here to let's go to the Akron Alakazam to talk about Adam. We've already talked about his game at this point. Let's go back to it. Um, the Blastoise was like kind of put in some nice work for him.
Yeah, the last X was nice. What I question about Adam's prep is he would have legitimately got sucked by Gyarados. Like, I don't think he had any way of preventing it. Like,
It might have been like potentially Colbur Wisp Mew. I don't know the sets at all, but like
yeah, we don't know, but even if so, like that's like a one-time check.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like you're
I'm
so
not sure.
I didn't feel like Adam's team stuck up to both like a decently played like Zygarde and Gyarados.
Right. Yeah. That's what I thought as well. No Tangrowth is it's quite an obvious spring, but it's still like a solid check to Gyarados.
Gyarados
I
just
thought
struggles to
that was
break through like a
interesting.
Fist Tangrowth in general.
But not having Tangrowth, I think he still he took advantage of what happened that game, and he ended up winning it. I thought Rotom was an interesting bring. Dies to Gyarados as to Zygarde. When he used he used the defog rocks, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was really pressured, but like except on everything but like potentially the little Ninetales.
Yep, exactly.
But like it did get the defog off. It could get a defog off on Rhoda on like
Right.
Jolteon and A9.
It
Just like
did.
useful.
And I liked the Diancie actually, even though it seems like it's not great versus Gyarados and Zygarde.
It's a decent like Hoopa check.
Yeah, it was a good Hoopa check, and it's nice that he's able to like speed pretty much all of Jank's team with a trick one. So that helped him out quite a bit. Choice Band Staraptor. Yeah, I don't know, because if Vale was up, Gyarados would have taken like half from
Zygarde would have taken like,
Favorite.
and Zygarde would have taken like the rest of this team. Like,
Right. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was to do as much damage as possible, even under Whale, which is a fine bring. Like Staraptor does do a lot of damage. The signal beam, but yeah, Blastoise was really nice. It ended up like helping with the Gyarados and the Hoopa.
yeah, I don't know. He might have gotten a little bit lucky, I think,
But he still played it.
he still played.
accordingly.
He played what best what Jenny gave him, which worked out
he
for him.
played it
Honestly.
as well as he had to, and it was good enough. The Diancie, I think, was probably the coolest thing he had. Too. I think he put in a lot of work. Killed Hoopa, almost killed Jolteon, killed Zygarde. So Ninetales, I mean. So yeah, that was good.
Alright, so moving on here, we'll go to the South Holland Pyros. We talked about them earlier. I played Draven. Metagross just put in so much work in that game.
Maddie, I think, played that game really well. I really liked that pursuit trapping sight there from him.
Yep. Bluffing Scarf there was like
Yeah,
really nice.
it was really nice. It's just a great set. Like being able to trap, showcasing Scyther's ball. It was quite nice. He made a couple funny plays there, trying to toxic your Magic Mounds.
Porygon.
Oregon and trying to defogging his own screens away.
Yeah. But like he just had the pieces in this game to like deal with.
A couple of funny turns, but Volt Switch is a good move.
Yeah. Rotom Rosh is such a great Pokemon.
Except when it's defogging its own screens. But
And like in my child and Medici was just really threatening to
absolutely, it was really threatening, and he took perfect advantage of that. And the berry on Nidoqueen to lift the hit from Tracheon at +2 speed. That was good. And Diancie dying there, like I don't think anyone expects Iron Tail, so you can't really
that
that.
Porygon was wild.
he even expected hidden part steal, he said, and he set up the light screen, but Iron Tail.
That was just ridiculous. That was just a crazy thing going on there.
And Metagross just being able to bullet punch everything. It's just
Yeah, being able to BP like Terrakion, Gengar,
yeah, and Alakazam.
Sam as well. Yeah.
It was a well prepped and played game.
Mm-hmm. Medi was just in the driver's seat except for those like awkward turns. Right.
Exactly. We have him quite high in the PRs here. Like, I think both of his losses have been like kind of unfortunate losses as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the game against Jake was just really unfortunate, and the game against
Grandhounds.
it was like 50-50s.
So. Yep. Yeah. So it's just been doing really well, I think.
Mm-hmm. I guess we should start to move into the top three here. Will M-Dragon ever put himself first in PRs? The answer is probably no. I put him first in PRs. I will take that bullet. Start at the bottom here from. Let's start in the middle. Let's start with Prof, because we both had Profit too.
I think that's fair. I think Prof made a key mistake this game. We were talking about it the other day, and that was letting you get rocks up. There was one turn where he stays in Talonflame to Brave Bird a Crocodile that was obviously not going to die because it was like
low.
You're intimidated. And
you kind of let me back into that game at some point. I was like turn
he
like
let
26.
you back in that game with that tune. That's the biggest reason I have him at 2 and not 1, actually.
That game that was a frustrating game to play. Like, honestly, just plain Prof is so frustrating. Just like because like the hacks is like a little frustrating, but like Prof prepped that. I guess you prepped that.
That's fine, but yeah,
Prof played that game really, really well.
Busy this week. I gave him a team, said do this, and he like did it perfectly, basically. Except that one turn. But anyway,
the Flying window was nice. Hidden powering Gastro so early was like it was really kind of obvious.
Pretty bold. Yeah, pretty bold because Manectric was low, but like he still did it. Just early on in the game, he was keeping rocks off, but he just kept spinning. That was good. Trapping Roserade was huge because Roserade was gonna like do a lot of work to his team.
Scarf-Rose was a really big threat. Had he not be able to pursue trap.
Yep. And I think he knew that he had to risk that Hurricane miss when he switched it in because
he didn't have much of a switch in.
He couldn't sack off anything else, right?
Yeah,
he needed Talonflame for the Galley. Keldeo was like his potential win con. Serena, because your Azu set was not revealed yet.
No, it was not.
So if Serena died, he could potentially lose to Azu.
Manectric was most expendable at that point, but like it ended up just missing.
Had
a nice dodge.
Nice dodge. That's the problem with Torn sometimes.
Yeah, he has to hit Kane.
Can't rely on it to hit Hurricane. Like it's such a good pivot, it's such a good mon, but when it misses that Hurricane,
it's a little frustrating. Yeah, I think I thought Brock played that match really well.
Yeah, I think he played it really well, and a little bit lucky, but all said and done,
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Sometimes.
All right, so let's talk about your match then next. We'll talk about we'll save Granto for last.
Okay, sounds good.
So the this Gurgeist you got going on here is sitting in the top 5 kill boards.
Yeah, this Gurgeist. Yeah, I thought that Loli would bring in for. I do have quite a few ways of revenge killing it with Crobat as the main. But I thought he would still bring Infernape because it outsped the rest of my team. It doesn't outspeed Lycanroc, but he does have that Mach Punch if he wants to. Oh, wait. So him not bringing Infernape and bringing Kyurem in that slot threw me off quite a bit. I had to lead off with my Kyurem because if I didn't and he led off with Kyurem, like I would be immediately in the bag because I don't have a decision to Kyurem at all.
Yeah, it's kind of just like Suicune.
Yeah.
You played really nicely around the Zeraora. Just being able to mitigate its like work it could have done to your team. Like
Yeah, the Zeraora was scary. I will say that even if I didn't get the burn with Scald, I could have manually burned it. The Z-move would not have killed me. Would have left me at like 30, and I would have taken a burned attack and recovered. So like the burn didn't like matter that much.
Yeah, it kind of just came in usefully. The air balloon on Drapion was really good for deal with
that. Was in case he was like psychic move, ground move, Necrozma. I was like, I want to try and wall this if possible.
I assume that was like mono knockoff as well, but I'm not sure to do that.
I mean, I was scared of it. Like 2 moves set up Necrozma. Just the reason I had Drapion. I had like Shaka Berry originally, but Link helped me come up with that air balloon, so it was pretty nice.
It was a good start.
Yeah.
Really well. You just kind of like once you got through Zero, it was kind of hard for him just to deal with like your team in general, and like
he had to try and pressure me with Kyurem, which I knew that my Crobat was pretty useless because no Infernape. Blue was there, but my other poison type as well.
You can check it, as well as Garchomp potentially as well. So.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sack my Crobat to get a toxic off on this Kyurem because it's just like killing my whole team.
Yeah, just bring Suicune right after and just sit there and do Suicune things.
And do Suicune. I think Suicune, even though it didn't get any kills this game, like saved me this game. Like I'm fairly sure I would have lost to Kyurem if I didn't have Suicune.
Pretty much. Just so bulky.
Even my Garchomp cannot kill a Kyurem from full health. On some Z-move, but I wasn't. I was Z-Go back.
Jeez. Yeah, you played around it really well. Like you kind of missed the KO on Necrozma as we mentioned earlier, but like didn't end up like affecting like it ended up affecting like the differential, but like not the game.
Yeah, that was sad. I wanted my Garchomp to win off that game, but oh well, happens. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think so. And then last coach, Granto and the Liverpool Littons.
It was a combination of like
Coco and Charizard.
Charizard and just
being able to keep.
I think Granto's been using Man. I think it's like an underrated.
Oh man, that was so fantastic. I love Mandibuzz.
Mandibuzz is so fat and it's such a reliable defogger. Like it can defog on rock types and not care too much.
you need hits from like Mamoswine with the Mandibuzz and the right spread. It's ridiculous. Without a Yachi Berry.
Absolutely. With Mamoswine or like Track, to try and like actually threaten that thing. It's very bulky.
Yeah, and like you can just beat Donphin pretty well into the ground with like taunt defog roost, like
taunt defog roost, whatever he has. Yeah, he lost his Steelix pretty early. He couldn't get his rocks up.
So like kind of unfortunate with like Victini, but like he has like a Charizard to like deal with it pretty much always.
Charizard's like raw bulk coming in clutch there to live that Z move.
Yeah, Charizard's so bulky. And the speed boosting Necrozma was like not a Necrozma. Oh my goodness, Nihilego ended up working out really nicely.
Yeah, I think the Nihilego and were like the underrated threats this game. Mandibuzz, I think Mandibuzz is the reason Grano won. Pretty sure. Because if he had like rocks up on his side, this Charizard would have died.
Yep.
And Nihilego would be like much lower.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, with rocks up, Charizard dies to like the Z move. And
Z-move.
probably just Trent probably just lost to Killua at that point.
Exactly. So yeah, Mandibus proving why it's such a reliable defogger. Charizard just good as always. Coco didn't do too much this game actually. Like you couldn't kill off a Thunder's Z move. Which
You got close. if
I
again,
think
it's one of those
is
things.
a-
If he had rocks up, it would really like just been done.
I think that's a good example of Coco just being rather weak without the electric moves.
Yep.
Because that's just the Thunders, it's not a very bulky move. So, yeah, the Nihilego is just great.
Nihilego is such a threatening Pokemon. I feel.
Absolutely. It's just, it has a
Yeah, see, like not being able to bring a Steel type in that kind of game, just like really makes Nihilego
Exactly.
much more of a threat.
absolutely. Nihilego on this team is amazing because like bringing a Steel type into Charizard is hard to do.
Yep.
And Nihilego only really cares about it has grass, not to hit ground types.
Yeah, it just doesn't break Steels. But like,
At all.
it can kind of break them with like Z Thunder sets, but like you have to like weaken them first.
It's not ideal, yeah. It's just a great mon on this team. I think it's been like using it really well.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna do it for us here.
Sounds good.
We'll catch you all next week with more power rankings and.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so
See you guys
see ya.
next week.